Hello. It is kind of late at night and I can't sleep, so let's hang out for a little bit. I am Scott. I'm keeping my voice down because wife and the kids are sleeping and I got a little bit of time to kill, so wanted to hang out. I had a couple videos this week doing okay, so I thought I'd talk to people about those. One about the grocery store thing where I was walking down the aisle and a young lady kept passing me today, and I kept getting flashes of like intestines, and I felt like there was something wrong with her intestines. And people were like, "How do you like talk to people about that?" And the short answer is I don't. I'm not going to go up to anybody and be like, "Hey, I think your guts hurt you," because that's weird. It's just weird. I'm already an awkward person, so I don't want to do anything super awkward and walk up to people, strangers in the grocery store, and be like, "I think your guts are hurting you. Let's talk about that." Next thing you know, you're pulling up trauma from 3 lifetimes ago, and it doesn't matter anyway, because you're just there trying to get your bread and milk and eggs before the big winter storm that's headed up the East Coast right now. How's everybody doing anyway? Let me know. Let me know in the comments how you're doing. Yeah, exactly. What can you do about it, right? There's nothing you can do. So I had that. I started the week off with an interesting case of visiting a family's home where their 5-year-old son was talking about seeing ghosts or people with no faces. That was super strange, and that's how we started the week. By the way, I'm Scott, and I'm located here in New Jersey, and I'm keeping my voice real low because my bedroom's right above this, and my wife's trying to sleep. Yeah, Chubby Uncle 87. You got a G name. I like that. Chubby Uncle. That's me. I am an uncle now. That's funny. Australia, what's up? Australia, how are you? Arkansas, what's going on? Nice to see everybody. Two A's from completely different places in the world. And two places I've never been, actually, Australia and Arkansas. But both have animals that could kill you. I'm sure of it. Hey, what's up, Boston? Yeah, I'm definitely getting ready for that nor'easter. I am not excited. I hate shoveling snow. Ever since I turned about 40, which is in the last couple months, everything's falling apart. My whole body. It's done. I wanted to get a snowblower, but snowblowers are like $1,000, and that's just too much money. So I'm just gonna let my knees do all the work as usual. That didn't sound right, but whatever. I don't care anymore. What's up, Michigan? How are you? Yeah, I've been in South Carolina. I went to boot camp there, Paris Island, South Carolina, United States Marine Corps. And also I've been to Myrtle Beach, I think, at least once. You guys got rides and boardwalks there, right? Um, Pennsylvania, been there many times. Love me some Pennsylvania. I don't like when you guys come to New Jersey, though. No offense, PA. Stay in the right lane and get out of the left lane, because we drive aggressively here in New Jersey. Yeah, that's a good idea to go to Facebook Marketplace, but I always feel like it's mad sketchy to go on Facebook Marketplace for things, especially here in New Jersey. You show up for a snowblower, and the next thing you know, you're getting held at gunpoint for the change in your wallet. So it's a little sketch. Got to be careful. I guess that's when that psychic intuitiveness would come in handy, huh? I'm not picking on you guys. I love you, PA. Craigslist. Yeah, Craigslist. Might as well. You guys remember Backpage? Give me a thumbs up or whatever it is you can do here on this crazy app if you know what Backpage is. Craigslist is dangerous as shit, too. Oh, I want to go down under so bad. I was just talking to my son today about, he's 7, so I was talking to him about how it's cold and wintry here, but in Australia, in your neck of the woods, it's nice and warm. And I was saying that someday we will go to Australia, but I may never come home because I love traveling and living in new places. It's like my favorite thing to do, and I like dry, warm, arid places. Just God decided that I should live in New Jersey for some reason, so here I am. Always go with others when meeting someone you don't know. That's true. I bought my. Oh, you bought your home on Facebook Marketplace? Any ghosts? Did you find any ghosts in your house? Imagine you went on. Hi, Melissa. How are you? Imagine you went on like Facebook Marketplace to buy your house, and they were like, no questions asked, and the price is great, and you buy it, and then the house is haunted as shit. There's like bodies buried in the backyard or whatever, and then like um basically like you have to unload it on the next person. Do you guys want to write a movie right now? Is that what we're gonna do? So we buy this house on Facebook Marketplace. It's mad sketch, right? And then the house ends up being haunted. Okay. And you have to live there for a couple months so that way you can call Discovery and get on TV and be on a haunting. Then you write your screenplay, you make $1 million, and then we unload this creepy ass house on somebody else. Who's in? Who's in? You want a haunted house? You don't want a haunted house. Um, one of the things I do is go to people's homes, and they're like, well, we kind of knew that this house might be haunted when we first bought it. There were some weird things going on. There was weird scratching and knocking, and we just thought it was raccoons. And then we realized that it's super haunted by not raccoons. And nobody ever wants to live there. They always want to leave. Oh, Gen Con 80, what's up? Do our loved ones actually come back in dreams? Because I've relayed messages for the living. Yes, 100%. I just had a reading tonight where I told the young lady that her brother was telling me that he came in dreams, and she was like, I dream of him all the time. Yes, my own grandmother visits me very often in dreams. Yeah, 100%. People are like, man, if my house is haunted, I'm out. Not me. My house right here has a ghost in it. A ghost of a 12-year-old girl. Do you guys want to hear the story? Give me a share and some likes. I'll tell you the story about how I bought this house and it's haunted by a 12-year-old little girl. I don't know if she'll show up. She rarely makes an appearance, but I know that she's here. So you guys want to hear? Yeah, not all spirits are bad. So let me tell you this really interesting story. So I bought this house in 2012. When I first moved in, I got the vibe. I was like, man, there's something weird about this house. And within a couple weeks, weird stuff started happening, like our vacuum cleaner got unplugged, which isn't all that strange, but it was. I had wind chimes. There's a door back over here on the side that goes out to the garage. There's no window, it's just the garage door. And the wind chimes, I was sitting in this room, and the wind chimes got smashed into, like somebody smashed them with their hands. But it was only my wife and I living here at the time, no kids, and my wife was at work. So that was another hint that there was something happening here. Then one day while I'm at work, my wife is home and she takes a shower, and she gets out of the shower and there's tiny little handprints in the steam on the back of the glossy door. And she was like, what the hell is this? Now, we bought this house from adults. They were elderly people, not people with tiny little hands, right? So, so that, right? So I'm like, there's something going on here. So I took photographs of the house and I sent it to a friend of mine, who's also psychic and medium. And I said, I'm not telling you anything about this house. Just, do you get any vibes? You get any spirit vibes from this joint? And she was like, yeah, there's like a 12-year-old girl walking around that place. And I was like, what do you think? She's like, oh, I think she might have passed like sometime in the 70s. She's dressed kind of funny for the time. And I was like, okay. So I start digging. I know the owner of the home's last name, and I start digging for obituaries from the 70s. And guess what I found out? There was a set of twin girls who lived here. One of them, when she was 12, passed away of cancer. So the 12-year-old girl, cancer, lived here, and she passed away, right? So now, fast forward many years later, we have 2 kids here. My daughter was 3 at the time, and she is up in her room babbling away. And we don't talk about like ghosts and stuff in the house, even though I do what I do. I don't talk to the kids about it. It's not like a thing. So I'm like, who are you talking to, Lex? And she's like, oh, the pink ghost. And I was like, what do you mean? What pink ghost? She's like, the pink ghost. Like, totally like nonchalant, like the pink ghost that I talk to all the time. Duh, Dad. So I thought that was really interesting. So yeah, the house has like this little girl that hangs out here, and she's totally cool. She doesn't bother us. I hardly ever even know that she's here, but my whole neighborhood is pretty freaking haunted. There's a lot of weird things that happened here after I bought the house. I found that out. There's like murders and suicides and like just weird shit that happens in this place. So it's like Erie, Indiana, but it's in New Jersey. So, you know, it doesn't matter where you live, I think, because there's just spirits and ghosts and weird shit everywhere. And it kind of makes life exciting, right? I think that's what a lot of us like, these kinds of things. I love when they visit dreams. Yes, I also love it when they visit dreams. It's so like real and visceral, and you wake up and it's like, man, I feel like Grandma was just standing here. I was just like giving her a hug, right? Does she not want to cross over? I don't know. She doesn't come and ask me. She knows what I do for sure. What's up, New Jersey peeps? Yeah, so one of my things that I do is I don't like go to places being like, I'm going to cross you, because that's not my job. My job is to talk to them and mediate the medium, right? We talk and have a conversation. And then I'm like, all right, you can cross if you want. If you don't, you can stay here. It's up to you. It's not my job. I don't do that. I always wonder if the old man here is my stepdad or a previous person who lived here. Ask. I think people feel like what I do or what other mediums or whatever we say we can do, they say they think that it's like really complicated, but it's not. This is the way you do a spirit conversation anywhere. You close your eyes, okay? Now, a lot of people have seen my video. A lot of you people are here because you've seen the video about me explaining seeing things as people tell you a story. So let's just imagine for a second that you close your eyes, okay? And it's blank, right? And you say, okay, is there somebody here who wants to show me something? And then just let your imagination go and let them use your little psychic flashcards, your memories, and all of your instances in your life to give you clues. And that's it. That's how it works, peeps. That's it. It's so easy. It's so easy, even an idiot from New Jersey can do it and do well doing it. You know what I mean? Hi there, Jill Gibbs. I don't see Daniel, but I'm also not doing any readings right now. I'm just chilling and talking to you folks and giving you some hints. I will tell you that there's not an instance that I have ever spoken to a mom or a dad who's lost a child that their child isn't with them. So please just know that they are, okay? Yeah, I just try to do my best. I want everybody to know that we're all connected. Even the people who don't believe in this shit, we connected still. And everybody has a place in the universe and in this world to do what they're going to do. How old was I when I first saw a ghost or had a psychic experience? Probably about 4 years old. I tell the story pretty often. I was over at my mom's friend's house. I was standing near a fireplace and I was talking to this old lady. And they were like, who are you talking to? And I was like, oh, this old lady named Janet or whatever her name was. And I described her, and my mom's friend held out a photo of like a wedding photo, and she's like, "Can you point her out here?" And I was like, "Yeah, this lady right here." She's like, "Right here," and she was like, "That's my grandma," and she's passed. So that was the first time confirmed that I was able to be like, "I'm talking to her, and she's right here in the photograph." So that's it. So yeah, I'm not doing readings. No, I'm sorry. And here's the thing. I'll tell everybody that's watching. I don't do live readings, and here's why. Because every single reading that I do a half-hour meditation prior. Then I have a one-on-one connection with people that takes an hour-long reading. That's what I do. That's how I roll. So I don't like to cheapen, and no offense to anybody who does this. I ain't rolling on your shit. I don't do the live stuff. If something comes in, I'll talk about it, but I really want to make sure that when I'm having a connection with somebody, it's a deep, meaningful connection, that you are getting something out of it, and I am as well. It's very important to me. Oh my gosh, are you going to get Parkinson's? I hope not. When you hear ringing in the ears, is that angels communicating? It could be tinnitus. I have that for tinnitus, ringing in the ears. But a lot of people say, who are clairaudient, say they hear ringing in their ears. I only get ringing in my ears when I'm talking to like other really strong medium, psychic, empath people. So it's different for everybody. So you just got to remember that. It could be different for everybody. If you want to unlock your visual, your clairaudience, your clairvoyance. Sorry, it's been a long day. There's this thing that I do to focus. I close my eyes and I imagine my own eyes, and then I imagine another eye up here, and I practice visualizing opening it and giving it permission to see things beyond what's ahead of me. That's the best I can kind of tell you how to do it. That's how I do it. So everybody has different abilities. I see somebody says, can you see pets that have passed away? Yes, I do. I see many pets who pass away. Cats like to jump up on my table that I'm sitting at, and they rub their tail across my nose, and dogs usually come up to me and put their snouts up in my face. That's how it usually rolls. So there's oh, hey, what's up, Sarah? That's twin tarot, hold on, where you at? Twin Crow Tarot, if you haven't followed them for awesome tarot readings. The best. How do I keep the bad spirits from communicating? I just don't talk to bad spirits. It's like, when you talk to a person and you get like bad vibes from them, same thing with spirits. But you got to understand that bad is a perspective. So I'm not out here trying to talk to demons. And if I have a client that I'm talking to, like a living person, they're not trying to talk to a demon either, right? Or something super negative. So bad is a perspective. So if somebody's stepdad comes through and he's a real piece of shit in life and he's dead and he comes through and he's like, hey, I'm John so-and-so and I want to talk to her or him, I'll let them talk. But the second my client's like, that's my stepdad, he was an asshole, I don't want to talk to him, I say, okay, we're done talking, and I push them away. And it's that easy. It's just like talking to somebody face to face. How common would I estimate hauntings are? Not as common as people make them out to be. Like I said, there's a spirit running around this house, but I wouldn't consider my house haunted. She doesn't do anything to like haunt the house. Hauntings are usually, in my opinion, like the ghost is pissed off that like you're not paying attention to them, or you're moving things around, you're doing something they don't like. So they make a lot of noise and they bang things around. They just be a pain in the neck. And that's kind of like what a haunting is, an angry child that's not getting its way. A 1700s cottage. That sounds awesome. Have you ever had to fire a client? No, I don't think so. I've talked to everybody. Everybody's the same. Everybody's equal. Do you think they just eventually go on their own? Or just think about why we don't see super old ones? Yeah, I think sometimes their energy just dissipates and eventually they give up, or they just don't want to be seen, or they're tired of trying. Yeah, I'm doing my best here, folks. Yeah, like old. Yeah, I totally understand. I always laugh. I'm like, I never see any dinosaur ghosts. I always hear my name being called and smell cedarwood. So your name being called is probably somebody trying to reach out to you. And then the cedarwood smell, smell is the most potent memory waker upper, right? I don't know how to memory recall. So I would tell you to close your eyes and think about the most powerful time in your life that you ever smelled cedarwood. Where does that bring you? For me, it brings me out to like cabins on a lake. And I don't even think it's a place I've ever been. But I can smell burning cedarwood there. And there's like a beautiful clearing and this lake and cabins. And it's like beautiful. So that's where I get cedarwood. But I've never been there, so I don't know why. So I don't know if that helps. My dad likes to play with the toaster settings. He's probably like me and just doesn't know how to work the toaster properly. My wife yells at me a lot. I burn the toast, or I don't toast it enough. I don't understand. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry to hear about your Linda Voorhees. I'm sorry. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Is there, Linda, is there like a John or a Jonathan or something like that I feel like I want to say? Let me know. I used to smell my dad. Why is the basement of my mom's house haunted but not the upstairs? Ghosts love going up or down. They don't like being in the middle of stuff. They want to be away from everybody pretty much. So the basement and the attic are the most commonly haunted places. Why do I dream of strangers? Because there are dead people trying to talk to you. You're probably a medium. You need to learn how to be awake and control it, and then you'll be able to communicate with them. It takes a lot of practice, though. John is your dad, Linda? Okay, so I didn't pull that name out of anywhere. As soon as you asked it, I heard the name John, and it says John is with you. So, Linda, that's for you, okay? Let you know that's important for you to know. What about peeking ghosts? Peeking ghosts are just trying to check you out. I don't know, they're always ghosts. Sometimes, what if they're people in the future or behind us that are paying attention to us and we're the ghosts? So they're peeking at us because they are confused as to what we are and we're just shadows to them. How many ghosts have I caught? 0, unfortunately. I do have the tools and I do have the talent, as my buddies the Ghostbusters say. But unfortunately, I've never caught one. We have some interesting photograph evidence, and really nice EVPs, but that's about it. Yeah, so never actually captured a ghost. Someday. Oh my gosh, who is the dark figure in all black with the dark hat? That's the Hat Man, my friend. Everybody knows about the Hat Man. And if you don't know about the Hat Man, you should find out. Hey, what's up, Montreal? Are you guys still in lockdown? I hope not. God bless you guys. Okay, I'm open channel medium, but I'm not getting clarification from my mom or brother. So, in my opinion, the our loved ones, our closest loved ones, are always the hardest to get validation from because a lot of times we just tell ourselves that we're making it up for ourselves. So just trust your intuition that it is them if you're getting clues or contacts from them. Jellybean 314. Let me tell you something right now. Anybody that you speak to on the other side, they can hear you. You don't. We have a hard time hearing them, but they hear us crystal clear. So anytime you set the intention and tell them that they love you love them, they can hear you. Okay, promise. Oh, you guys are so nice. So Linda, I hope that helped you when I gave you your dad's name. Um, Gen Con says it's so hard to talk about this stuff in people in life. You know what? It really is. People think you're crazy, and even the internet stuff because you have people that come in and they want to tell you that you're wrong. But the most important thing that I tell folks is I'm not trying to change your belief system, and I don't want to. I don't want you to believe what I believe. If you identify with what I'm saying, cool. If not, let's just have a different opinion and move on. I don't judge anybody for what they believe. There's people who tell me about alien abductions, Bigfoot, and all kinds of other stuff. And I don't judge you. I just listen with open ears and I try to put myself in their shoes and I want to know. And that's how I learn to become a better person. So for all those folks that are struggling with their own abilities and their own stories, like don't let other people outside influences tell you yes or no. As long as you're not trying to hurt anybody or yourself, you're okay. Just be open and clear with who you are as a person, and it's just like anything else in this world, right? Um, we live in a world of really emerging tolerance, so we should all be tolerant of each other, and that's the beautiful thing about the world that we're living in right now. I think for most of us. Somebody says, Patty says, do I have to talk out loud to my dad or just think it? You can just think it and they can hear you. They consider this like telepathy, which is a hard word for us to wrap our head around because it seems so sci-fi and so new agey, but it's like it's a real thing. They hear us and they don't need us to physically communicate because it's a wave, it's a thought form, and it puts a lot of positive vibes out there for them to feel. So yeah, you don't have to say it. They can just hear you. The Three Potter Pigs. I like that name. I saw a black shadow figure once in my mom's basement, but I had no hat. So it might have just been what we consider like a regular shadow person. Again, I just want everybody watching to consider this. A shadow might just be you getting a peek into the time stream, right? And you just like catch a shadow of yourself 10 years from now or 10 years in the past, or the time is arbitrary, but like just remember that sometimes you might just be getting a peek of yourself or somebody else like in the future or the past by accident. We have no idea what the human mind is really capable of in these capacities, and that's why we're trying to explore and listen to each other because y'all might be like saying some cool stuff and we don't want to miss it. So that's something to think about. Is the oh man, I don't even want to talk about that, Annie Barry. I need a Barry. I don't want to talk about that at all because I don't want to get kicked off. I like doing lives. How do you know if it's a loved one or a familiar spirit? Okay, so or a demon, right? So like demons don't want you to know they're there, so they won't directly make contact with you. So a loved one, you'll know because it's like a warm hug. You ever get a warm hug from somebody that you love? That's how it feels when you're talking to somebody that you love on the other side. It's like the same kind of feeling. It's the same kind of emotional rush and the dopamine. Like if you're talking to something bad, it's probably gonna say bad things to you, like hurt yourself or hurt other people, like dumb shit. But normally, anytime I've investigated anything that's like dark or a demon, it's like way too late. Like, and they're not doing things to impersonate your loved ones. They're doing things like trying to blow up your marriage, make your house miserable, make you miserable. They're not doing things to bring love and light in your house, okay? And I don't like to say love and light, so please don't make me say it again. But the D word, the demons, they don't do that shit. They're there to cause havoc, and they're so rare. It takes so much energy, and they really choose their targets. What if your person on the other side didn't go to heaven? Can they still hear us? Yes. So heaven is a construct of a religion, but I think all religions kind of believe in the next step from here, right? So heaven's a cool word, but maybe heaven is not heaven. Maybe heaven is just the next dimension, right? And I dealt with a gentleman who committed suicide, and here's an interesting story. His wife contacted me, and I didn't, as always, I don't know who I'm talking to, and she's having a conversation with me about somebody, maybe her mom or something, and then all of a sudden her husband shows up, and I can see he's much closer to me, and closer, I just mean he's not spirit, he's like a ghost, but he's close, and he's in the house, and he tells me that he committed suicide, and that he's in the bathroom that smells like urine all the time. So I said this to her, like, this gentleman is telling me they committed suicide in your house, and the bathroom that he's in always smells like urine. And she was like, oh, wow, like, yeah, that he committed suicide in that bathroom, and I cannot get the smell out. It just smells like pee. So she's like, but how do I know it's really him? So he says this, and this was a couple years ago, but he's like, yesterday she was in the garage looking for a hex wrench or a hex key, like an Allen key, and she couldn't find it. And I think he gave me a location, like it's in the second drawer on the left or something like that. And she was like, holy crap. She's like, that, yeah, I couldn't find the key, and I was looking everywhere for it. So he told her through me that he was afraid to go because he committed suicide. He was afraid to be judged by God. So he was staying here close to earth, and he didn't want to cross. But I told her that, I mean, that's up to him if he's going to cross. We can't make him. So that's just an interesting kind of thing. So he wasn't in heaven. He was just still in the house and still able to communicate. So interesting. I died twice and came back, got a glimpse of what's next. It changed my life. I also had myself a nice little near-death experience. I think it might have strengthened my ability, but it was interesting because when I was looking at going, I was so peaceful and calm. Everything was warm, and I was just ready to go. And then my gargantuan of a friend pulled me up from underneath a tree that I was stuck underwater, and saved me. So that was interesting. So if they've crossed over, they can't communicate. No, they can. They can communicate. Everybody can communicate. How did you improve your abilities? Exercises. If you want to check that out, Scotty, the NJMedium.com. All free. Blogs there for days. You can go to my YouTube or my Instagram. There's all kinds of places to find that. It's all free information on how to strengthen your own abilities. And it's all this stuff that I just talked about anyway. Yeah, I'm still here. I ain't going anywhere. Um, I like it here. You guys are all great. When I suddenly feel watched, is that because spirit is close? Yeah, probably. As long as you don't have any kind of like diagnosed like paranoid schizophrenia or anything like that. Yeah. A lot of times people feel like they're being watched when there's a spirit nearby. For me, it presents as a bit of anxiety and like a hot feeling. Like my body's like, like when you're in the car and it's just stuffy and hot. Even that's how it feels for me, even if like the air conditioning's on or it's cold out. That's how it feels when a spirit's trying to talk to me. I was in the hospital and they shocked me back. Very bad illness. I'm glad. I'm good now, thank God. Well, I'm very happy to hear that, and thank you for being here with us. We appreciate you sharing your story. That means a lot. And these folks are right. Make TikTok videos. Tell people about it. Share your information. It's amazing. I heard my boyfriend footsteps in the house after he died. Yeah, absolutely. I just told a story the other day about how my dad, he doesn't believe much in all of this stuff, but he called me one day after my mom's dog passed away, their dog. And he was like, Scott, I hear the dog walking through the house and the little tags jingling. What do you think? And I was like, sounds like Lucy came to say hello to you. If you're afraid of that, just tell her to stop and she'll stop. She's the sweetest little 6-pound Yorkie you ever saw. And it did. It stopped. But it was interesting. So yeah, definitely. My hair used to get pulled right after he passed. Yeah, it was probably him. My grandma told me my mom, she loved her. I did, and then she came back to say thank you and goodbye. Oh, it's so nice. Oh, see, everybody has so many different experiences about how they feel spirit. We all have different ways because we're all very unique and we all have very different ways of doing things. And that is what is important. We don't all operate the same way. We don't have the same operating system. We all do things differently. And that's what makes us unique. And we should all just, try to put it all together and figure it all out, I think. How often is my husband around? Let me ask you this question. How often do you think about him? That's how often he's around. Family members think I spend too much time alone. I don't think I do not feel alone at all. Well, some of us have more people with us than other folks are willing to admit. All animals go to the same heaven we do? I think so. I always see our family loved ones with the ghosts together, with the pets together. So I think they all go to the same place. What does dreaming into the future mean if it comes true? That you're a bit psychic, I suppose. Have you ever looked at tarot cards or tried to figure out the meaning of them? Believe. Strange encounters. So believe your dreams. This is my Alice in Wonderland card deck, by the way. It's freaking sweet. When I was little, I used to talk to ghosts in my old house. Yes, that's awesome. My medium told me I'm very intuitive. Does this mean I'm more aware of the signs I get? Yes. I love telling people when they have like a little bit of the shine, as we've learned from The Shining. When you have a little bit of it, we can recognize it in each other, and you can be more intuitive just by not just seeing the sign, but like knowing that that's the sign, if that makes sense. You have a great night. Thank you. My uncle loved this stuff. He always told me he would show me. Well, then he passed. He came back. Sorry about his passing. Who's the child with the piercing blue eyes? I don't know. Do you know they have their own kingdom like us? And they have even... I believe it. Have you ever seen the movie Defending Your Life with Albert Brooks? It's one, and Meryl Streep. I think when I was little, I must have watched that movie about 150,000 times because there was something about it, even as a child, that spoke to me. Give me a like and a share if you know Defending Your Life with Albert Brooks and Meryl Streep. That movie was one of those ones that I watched on repeat. Like if I think we must have the VHS or DVD or something, and I watched it and watched it and watched it. And even today, when I have, like now, tomorrow, I'm going to watch it because I'm thinking about it. Something about the part where they're in the past life pavilion and they're talking about all the lives that they lived. I don't, even as a kid, that like so spoke to me, and I was like, it feels familiar. So I don't know if anybody knows that. Do I see angels and demons? That's a tough one. Angels, I sometimes see. Demons, never, because they don't present themselves to people. This isn't Ghost Adventures. Seriously, demons don't just show up and be like, "Hey, I'm Ed from the demon department." That shit don't happen. They don't want you to know they're there. So no, I don't really see demons. Angels, though, will let you know when they're there. Can you feel darkness around people? Yeah, sometimes. And that's where your intuition, your human intuition, needs to kick in and say, this person, I always say they give me the slimy feeling. So if they give you the slimy feeling, pay attention to that. Have you read Beyond the Veil? I haven't, but now that you're saying it, I'm going to write it down. So I have my pen and paper right here. I'm going to write it, Beyond the Veil. Thank you for the recommendation. I do readings, yeah. Scotty, njmedium@gmail.com. I'm terrible with my technology. If you go to scotty.njmedium.com, you can find my email. Beyond the Veil. Thank you for the book recommendation. Got it. You the best. Oh, what's up? Thanks for catching my live. I appreciate it. I hit 127,000 followers. That's insane to me. If like some of you can like my Instagram, that would be great. So I'll just tell you what my prices are right off the bat. My price is $150 for an hour. And my hour-long session, you can have a friend or family member. It's all done via Zoom, just like this. Right here in this room with that light, the whole 9 yards. And you can record it, take notes. I take notes. And then as I'm taking notes, when I'm done, I take a picture of it and I send it to you via email or messenger or whatever you want. So you get all that. So that's it. I know it's a little bit expensive, but I always tell people that I have a full-time job. I'm a dad with 3 kids, believe it or not, and I have I'm a husband also. So I only do like 1 or 2 readings a day at most. So my time is really valuable to me. My brother immaturely messed around with witchy stuff, and I started seeing stuff on off the hook. Really, that's interesting. You probably were um, very in tune to start with, if that was the case. Yes, readings are an investment on both sides. Like I said, because for a reading for the whole hour, a half hour before that, I'm meditating. So for every one reading I do, it's an hour and a half time investment for me, plus the time that I spend scheduling it and set it, like doing it all. So all in all, it usually takes about 2 hours to set up and do one reading. I think that Sylvia Brown might have been real. I don't know. She was always on Montel Williams when I was growing up. I just didn't like her delivery. I think even as a kid, she was kind of scary to me. She always had that real deep, raspy voice. I don't know. But I don't really like judging other people because I never met her, so I don't know. If I shook her hand and I talked to her for a little bit, then I would give you an opinion, but I don't really have one. Are narcissists possessed? No, narcissism is a crazy human trait, and I have met a few of them. It's just a bad ego, out of control, or a mental imbalance. So, oh yeah, can loved ones warn you about something or someone? Yes, they can come to you in dreams. Have you guys ever had like a weird earworm, and you're like, I don't know, just something like bugs you and bugs you and bugs you until you do something about it? If there's some kind of looming danger that a spirit or loved one is trying to tell you, they'll do that. Um, can drug use bring on ghosts or bad spirits? Drug use can bring your defenses down. Um, and if you are sensitive, possibly, I suppose. I don't do drugs, so I can't tell you. I do enjoy a whiskey or two every once in a while, and it doesn't affect me. Actually, it quiets everything down. But I don't have an opinion because I don't do any drugs. Tylenol PM sometimes to sleep, that's it. Um, but I suppose it could, but I think that's more of a mental thing. I see. I always wake up at 3. That could be something paranormal, I suppose. You'd have to document it and figure out why. Let's see. Do demons just go after bad people? I don't. I think they just go after people who, so far, I've only encountered one thing that I think was a demon, and the woman that it went after wasn't bad. She had some flaws, it seems, but we all do. But she challenged it even after I told her not to do that, and it got her. It really it took her life apart basically. So I don't, again, my opinions are just my opinions. They don't mean shit, you know. It's just what I've encountered and my experience. But I don't want anybody to leave here being like, this guy said. No, I'm just giving you my opinion, my 2 cents. It doesn't mean anything, you know. Oh, thanks, twin. I appreciate you. Have you ever heard of this, a psychic veil? Yeah. What are we talking about? The physical psychic veil? That's like, I have a friend, he swears to God that he was born with a flab of skin over his head, and his grandmother was like, "Yeah, he's gonna be psychic." He's not, as far as we know. But that psychic veil, or like the actual, like the spiritual psychic veil, I've heard of both. I wish there was proof that Scott was the real deal. The only thing that I can tell you is that you can read my reviews, which there are plenty of, and they all be 5 stars. I don't know if that helps. As far as I know, I'm the real deal, and that's just saying that I started off to disprove my ability, and I haven't really disproven it, if that makes sense. Now, here's an interesting question. Apple Truck Design says, have I ever had a client I couldn't read? Yes. Do you want to hear something weird? I have a difficult time sitting and reading for women who are pregnant. Isn't that weird? Is that interesting? It's actually one of those really strange things where it's like a weird, like I could have, I like just recently I had a woman over Zoom, and I could not read. And I was like, look, I'll refund your money. I was like, I'll give you your money back because, and then I was like, are you pregnant? And she was like, well, I'm going through IVF. And I was like, did you just go through a round of IVF? And she was like, yeah. I haven't heard back from her, but I did refund her, and I think she was pregnant because those are the only people I've ever had trouble for some reason reading. It's such a strange coincidence. I do private readings, yep. I was born this way. The baby is protected. I think that's what it is. I'm trying to read everybody's stuff. Sorry. Thanks for following me. Yep, sometimes people are hard to read, but there's a couple different things. Sometimes grief can make people difficult to read. And here's the deal. It's not like you're hard to read. It's like sometimes we give context, like clues, like things that we're seeing or feeling or hearing, and the person we're talking to just isn't connecting. So, I mean, that's just what it is. It's not like I can hook a projector up to my brain and show you what's going on. So I have to let it go through my filter and then let it come out my mouth and be as descriptive as possible. But that is why I take a lot of notes and I write stuff down. I draw, and it's just like, I want you to have the best experience, but I'm also doing it for myself as well. I'm kind of selfish that way. I'm not one of these mediums who's like, I'm definitely right. I'm definitely right. I'm not. I'm just telling you that, like, I don't know. I can only give you anecdotal examples. I'm really happy that my friend Twin Tarot is here, because she's somebody who I did a reading for her, and then we ended up being friends, because she's also a very gifted reader. I'm sorry, I'm trying to keep up with everybody. Can psychic abilities be genetic? Yes. I talked about that last live. Yes, they can be. What do you think about empaths? I also am an empath, and one of today's videos was about sort of that. Like, I kept feeling like this girl, she kept passing me in the grocery store, and I kept getting a flash, grossly enough, of her intestines, and I felt like she was sick, and had something going on. So, yeah, but I don't walk around places like looking for that. I don't want to do that. I don't want to invade your privacy, and I certainly don't need to take on any crap from other people if I'm not sitting to do that. So she must have not been feeling well at all for me to pick up the broadcast, basically. New here. What are you doing? How much? Hi, I'm Scotty the Medium. I'm not doing any readings. I'm going to be very clear with you right now. I'm just hanging out. I feel like people who, guys and gals who do readings on here, they get reported a lot for some reason. And I ain't about that smoke. I don't want that. I'm just hanging out here, playing and talking to you. He's the real deal and was right on. Still have your sketches. Oh, thank you, friend Dolan. You're the best. Thank you. Yes, I pick up on people who are in pain sometimes. Yeah, picking up on people's sadness, but I want you to think about this. Think about when you've picked on people's happiness. How often does that happen? If it hasn't, try to train yourself to do so. Marcella, you can ask me a question. I don't know if I can answer it, but go on. Let's see what happens. I'm having a day. Yes, picking up on people's emotions but that's basic human being stuff. We're all empaths. And if you don't feel like you're an empath, I want you to think about the next time that you're out and you're and you're like, you were in a good mood and all of a sudden you're not feeling great or bad mood. Like, why? Why do I feel this way? I do it to myself all the time. When I was young, I just had oh my goodness, I used to do the same thing, Just Jen. Good evening. Sup, just surfing lives. Sup, ghost. That's my catchphrase. You can buy a t-shirt that says, I'm going to hawk my crap now. I have a t-shirt that says, Sup, ghost, and you can buy that. It's in my link in bio. My ears ring a lot and nobody can hear it. And one time I was sleeping and heard. I am having a good evening. Oh, where'd you go? You didn't finish your thing. I just talked about this earlier. Ringing in the ears, a lot of people report that if they're clairaudient, meaning they can hear spirit. Okay, someone woke up my hubby and thought it was my hubby, but he wasn't in the house. What does that mean? So the ringing in the ears, so clairaudience is that ability to hear. Now, not everybody, like physically hearing spirit is a different kind of thing, right? The clairaudient that we're talking about is hearing it as a thought form. and usually it'll be in your own thought, but you'll feel like differences in the pattern of how somebody's speaking to you. So if you heard what you thought was your husband, it might have been somebody just trying to wake you up from your dream or whatever. Why that happens, I don't know. But also, I'm not a psychologist, so sometimes maybe our brain just does that. It's very important to remember that this is just for me. You can take this to any medium you want or say whatever you want, I don't care. But this is just for me. I'm not a psychologist. I'm not a doctor. I don't have any medical degrees. All I can tell you is my experience. And my experience is that when a spirit wakes me up by saying my name, it's usually just because they're trying to be a pain in my ass. And be like, hey, when are we talking? And I'll be like, listen, I don't know when you and I are supposed to talk, but it's not right now because it's 2:30 in the morning and I'm sleeping. So, like, I just want everybody to know, like, I'm just trying to be real with everybody. Kathleen Dunn, yes, our pets do visit us. I even recently had a hamster visit, which was not a hamster, it was a guinea pig. I'm sorry. I had a guinea pig visit. It was interesting. Yeah, you have to set up your boundaries, and I have good ones. I see, hear, feel everything with the spirit, all of it. But that's a lot of practice, a lot of readings, a lot of tuning in, and a lot of being wrong too. I did a YouTube video called "It's Okay to Be Wrong," and this is why it's important. Being wrong is okay because it teaches you to be right on another level. So, for instance, or you're wrong until you're right. A couple weeks ago, I did a gallery reading at the Shanley Hotel, and one of the clues that I was getting was tops, spinny tops, right? And I was like looking at this lady, and I said that your grandmother keeps talking to me about spinning tops, but I don't know what the context is or why, but she keeps showing them to me. And the woman was like, I don't know. I have no idea why my grandmother would show you spinning tops. Well, an hour and a half later, when the gallery reading was all over, she came up to me, and guess what she had in her hand? Spinning tops. They were in the bottom of her purse that she hadn't used for about a year or so. She put them in there for another time she went ghost hunting, and she was going to use them to play with children. So she was looking for something in her purse, and she dug these two tops out, and they were in her hand. So I was wrong until I was right. So it's really very interesting for that sort of phenomenon to happen. Best holistic life. I would love to be a part of that. If you want to send me an email, Scotty, SCOTTY, New Jersey, like NJ, medium@gmail.com. I'd love to be a part of it. Thank you. I was just talking about today about bringing tops to the Shanley, and look at that. Look at me talking about that. Can I do a video about the guinea? It wasn't anything spectacular. It was just that I was doing a reading, and like a dog had come, which is pretty common. Horses always show up. And then I was like, I felt like there was something scurrying in front of me, and I was like, I think it's like a little like tan and brown guinea pig or something. And the lady's like, oh my god, yes, our family guinea pig died like 2 months ago. And I was like, well, it's here. So it's interesting. If you'd like a reading with me, Scotty, njmedium@gmail.com. You send me a message, an email there, but please be patient because I have a lot. I don't do lives to promote readings and stuff. I have a full queue. So you might be waiting for a while, but I do lives just to hang out with you guys and talk to you and let you know who I am. Because I want to connect with everybody and kind of be here with you and talk you through all this weird stuff. Why do I dream about people dying and then they die? Sounds like you have premonitions. You can ask for your guides to not show you that stuff if you don't want it. That's a tough thing. And I talked about that in a video that I took down. Being able to see how long people have left. It's like this black timer that I can see on top of people's heads. It looks like a candle wick. One day it just started without me wanting it to. And then I was like, that's too much. And I made a video about it and I got freaking destroyed because there's too much for people to understand or your whatever. So I took it down. And when I tell you, it was like a million views in like 6 hours. It was crazy. So it was just overwhelming. I had to kill it. But anyway, I had to tell my guys I don't want to see that. unless somebody specifically is asking me and it's because they're sick, I don't look. It's too much for a person to handle, even me. What does having very vivid dreams mean? Anything. I'm always exhausted. Yeah, it means that your psychic abilities are wide awake when you're sleeping. So your third eye is wide open and all kinds of psychic shit's happening while you're sleeping, and you have to figure out how to tone that down. The best way to tone it down is to meditate during the day and activate it then. So it's almost like all your psychic juice is built up, and when you go to sleep and nothing else is functioning, that takes over, and you have all these amazing dreams, but you wake up exhausted because you're not really sleeping. So meditation during the day and purposely calming yourself down into that state without falling asleep will help you harness that, first off, and it will help you not have so many vivid dreams when you're sleeping. Same thing used to happen to me all the time. Yeah, you don't want to see death. It's a pain in the ass. How do I hear spirits as thought form. So they just come in, and sometimes I hear how they spoke. Their if they have speech impediment, or if they had a raspy voice, or if they're really old or really young, the pitch and stuff will change. So it's inside though. Only one time in my entire life have I. No, I'm sorry, 2 times I've ever heard a voice from outside that wasn't a human being. One at the Shanley and one in the middle of the Iraqi desert. Both were weird. What's up, Texas? How are you? Nice to see you there. Yeah, if for anybody trying to develop their own abilities, just remember, meditation is the key. Have I ever been jumped? No, I haven't been jumped. I have been, I guess, I don't know if telepathically haunted is the right word. One time when I was younger and didn't know any better, a spirit like bombarded me with like really negative shit, like really fast, to scare me out of a space, and it did its job. I was terrified. It took me 20 years to go back to the building where it happened. And I went back with like 5 other ghost hunters. We don't bug around. Do bad people give off different vibes? Oh, that's interesting. You get pain in your left eye? Yeah, that could be your body signal. For me, I just get like a low feeling like bellyache when I'm around them. I have the whole other world in my dreams that always looks the same. So that might just be a place that you travel. Yeah, maybe it's another lifetime. I don't know. I love stories like that. Oh my God. I could do podcasts for days on this stuff that you guys are talking about. We just moved to New York, and spirits throw things around a newly built home. Energy seems off. Let me ask you a question about that. Do you have any antiques or anything that doesn't belong to you in that house that you just newly built? And if not, do you know what the plot of land used to be before you moved there? Oh, Hawaiian is saying, come play at the Queen Mary. I heard they're going to scrap it. Is that true? Hi, Zach. How are you? Hubby and I were in a meditation. We both saw the same past lives. That's awesome. Yep, I'm going to keep doing podcasts on Spotify. If you haven't, I do have, if you want to subscribe to my podcast. And if you've said something here and I've said your name, I'm going to put this on my podcast. It's called TikTok Talk, and it's going to go on there. All the stuff we're talking about. So my podcast is called Scotty the Medium versus the Paranormal. It's pretty fun. I just talk about all kinds of just stuff like this. No, and the plot of land was just for. So who knows what was there prior? So if you're not scared, I would suggest doing maybe some EVP work. If you don't know what that is, I don't have my voice recorder, but a digital voice recorder kind of looks like a square, and you just talk into it and be like, hey, is there anybody here? What do you want to talk about? See if anybody comes back and says anything. Or if you want to if you trust me enough, the stranger on the internet, if you want to take some pictures of the inside and outside of your home and send them to me, I will look at them for free. I do this for ghost hunters. It's a free service I offer. Just a psychic reading on the home, and let you know if I see or feel anything without you telling me anything else. And you can send them to scottynjmedium@gmail.com. That goes for any ghost hunters or anything. If you have something you are unsure about, send it to me. And then if you give me permission, I like to talk about it in videos and TikTok, if that's okay. Oh, thanks for saying my voice is relaxing. My wife would say otherwise. She's going to hear this, and she's going to be like, why are you always saying that? Well, I like to try to be funny, even though I'm kind of not. So what do you got? What else do you guys want to know about? What happens to me in death is I don't have kids. The same thing that happens to all of us. We just go to the other side. And then eventually you'll reincarnate, I assume, and we'll come back and we'll do this again. It's a lot of fun. Did I use abilities to find your wife? No. But here's a funny story. I'm married for a second time. My first wife, we parted ways. It just didn't work out. That military life isn't conducive to marriages. Um, but when I got back home, I met this young lady who I'm married to now, and the first thing I said to her was, "I'm getting out of a bad relationship, bad divorce, and all that crap, and I'm not looking for anything serious, but I'm not playing any games either. So if you want to hang out with me, cool. And if you're not into that, it was nice meeting you." And here we are, like 11 years later. So I guess she decided to hang out with me. But I just kind of knew when I met her that things were going to work. How often do I do readings? I do about one a day right now. I try to tell everybody I have a full-time job, and I'm a dad and a husband and all the other stuff. So and it's usually like 1 to 2 readings a day if I can squeeze it in. But again, I really, really connect deeply for every client that I have. That's why I only do like 1 or 2, unless I have like a group party or whatever. Then it's taxing, but we get through it. Kim, I'm sorry to hear about your father. I will not weigh in on that, only because I am in law enforcement as well, and I can tell you the only thing that solves cases is good, solid police work. Even though the medium in me wants to be like, we can do this, really the facts and the evidence are really the only thing that will make a case. So I'm really sorry to hear about your dad, and I hope that the investigators working on it come down to the truth for you and for your dad. My gifts in the military, they didn't really affect me too much. They were in the back seat, so to speak. Every once in a while, something would come up. I'd feel my intuition kick up, see a ghost here or there. Like when I was under extreme duress, I would see things. But I think a lot of people that happens too. Hi, Terry. Yep, pets can come through. I'm sorry, Kim. Unfortunately, I can't get involved. I have to keep my two professions separate. I apologize. Yeah, it can be hard. If you folks want to see me on TV once before, you can look up Paranormal 911 on Discovery Plus or Amazon. It might be on as well. Season 1, episode 10. You can check that out, and it just talks about an experience I had as a police officer on duty with all this stuff. But they really stay separate. There's no way for them to coexist at the same time. They have to be. I'm Scott at work, and I'm Scott off work. That's it. They have to be separate, unfortunately. Um, do I see auras? Yeah, if I look at people, I can see auras. It has to be one of those things where I'm really trying to see it. Otherwise, I don't, because I'd be tired. Oh, Iowa. Iowa. I think I'm. Do you know where Ada? I think, is that Iowa or is that Idaho? Ada. I was just watching a thing on Netflix about this thing that happened in the 80s. It's really fascinating. I know that being Christian, my friends say it's the occult not to do that. I'm confused. So I am also a Christian. I'm a Catholic. I am not in the occult. I don't practice occultism. I do believe in higher powers and spirits and all that stuff, but I do have my faith, so they can coexist. They don't have to be one or the other, in my opinion. I'm I'm just saying. That's just my opinion. I don't want to stamp on anybody's faith or anything like that. That's not why I'm here. We all have our belief systems and our values. How can we tell if a loved one is still around us? I think I said this to somebody earlier. Do you think about them? And how often? And that's how you know if they're still around you, because your thought literally brings them in. It brings you close. What is occultism? Occultism is basically like worshiping ghosts and spirits and dark forces, I suppose. I really can't even tell you because I've never really been into it. And unless I need to research it for a paranormal case, I'm not going to get into it because looking into the darkness a lot of times will bring it into your life. So I stay away from it. I will deal with it as it case by case basis if it needs be, but I don't involve myself with it because it doesn't bring anything into my life except for bad stuff. But I do step into it if I have to. Let's see. There are many branches of the world, deep roots in Christianity. Yes. Do I believe in aliens? I do. I want to believe. I have a poster over here somewhere. It's my Fox Mulder and Dana Scully. I want to believe. I've never seen one, just like I've never seen Bigfoot, but I want to. Man, I would just like to shake Bigfoot's hand and be like, "What's up, dude? Nobody's going to believe me that I met you." Do you see or just hear? I hear, see, feel, the whole 9 yards, everything. All the clairaudiences, all the clairs work. Do you think it keeps them from finding peace? I'm sorry, I must have missed Hi, Alaska, what's up? How are you? Do I have a favorite reading that I've done? Oh my gosh. Do I have a favorite reading? All of them. I love every single time I make a connection. I love every time because every time is something new. Today's reading was so beautiful. This woman's, not even her family member, somebody that just helped take care of her family came through. And she told me to talk about the Beatles song, Let It Be. And she told me, she hummed the melody of Mother Mary comes to me in times, that part. And I said that to this woman and she was just like, that is so funny because of all the music in the world, that song means everything to me. And that was beautiful to me. I loved, I couldn't believe it. Of all the songs in the world, I know the Beatles are popular and that song is well known, but it hit me so hard in my core and my heart. And I just had to get it out from the other side. It was beautiful. So I love that. I don't know about the bright light story going from city to city, unfortunately, but I will look that up because I'm interested in that. I live in New Jersey. Yes, your guides can change. You have usually 1 or 2 or 3 central guides, and then the other ones can switch out. I see Yvette says, why can't I remember my dreams? You have to set an intention sometimes to remember them, or maybe your brain doesn't want you to remember them. Unfortunately, I think that's more of a psychological answer than a spiritual one. You're welcome. I hum songs I've never heard. Do you know why? Yeah, probably because you are getting information from other people. So hum them into your phone, into the voice recorder or the camera, and then if you can play them back, you can play them back for Google and say, "Hey Google, what's the name of this song?" And it'll tell you if it recognizes the tune, and see maybe it's somebody's lost loved ones that's giving you that information. Isn't that cool? Do they listen to music in the afterlife? Absolutely. They love music. They don't have food, so the next best thing is always music. They love talking about music. A couple weeks ago, I had Elvis, an Elvis song playing that I've never heard, and I was like, I know it's Elvis, and he's like, doo, 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 and it was like a song I never heard, and this lady was like, oh my god, my dad used to play that song on repeat. Yes, and I was like, all right, awesome. Isn't that cool? Yeah, food is my favorite too. Thank you, Hawaiian. Yeah, so that's kind of my shtick, if you will. I'm a totally regular dude. I tell everybody I'm a nerd. Look, I got my Ghostbuster poster. I got my little Lion-O action figure over here. I'm a dad. I have a regular job. I want everybody to be included in this, so I try. Do you believe that people can have gods or goddesses as spirit guides? So here's what I'll tell you. Is what I believe is not important. I think it's kind of wild when people say that, but who am I? I'm just a dude. I'm a dude from New Jersey, right? You know where I'm from, folks? Have any of you ever seen the movie Clerks? I live about, I don't know, a mile and a half from the Clerks building, from the Quick Stop. That's where I live. So I'm just like a regular dude, and I can't say oh, that's weird that people would have a god or a goddess. I've never met somebody like that, but I see them here on this platform, and sure, they can have them. They can have whatever they want. My highest spirit guide is somebody who's very clearly never been a human being, And that even sounds weird when I say it out loud because it's just strange. But the container doesn't matter. What's up, Judy? How are you? Yeah, it's okay. Me and Sean are very similar. Yeah. So I just like to Kelly, so I'm sorry about your to hear about your loved one's passing. Grief is a big wall, and it's a hard one for us to get over, especially when we're looking for signs. So, a lot of people look for outward signs like butterflies, music, lights flickering, those kinds of things. But the biggest sign that we get from our loved ones when they cross is that thought. When we're having like an okay moment, that's like a moment of clarity for us, and they will come in and that thought of them, even though it makes us sad, I want you to know that that's them. That's them talking to you, 110%. What's up, Hartford, Kentucky? How are you? I didn't know there was a Hartford, Kentucky. I thought there was only a Hartford, Connecticut. I am totally uncultured. And I've never been to Kentucky. Been to Alabama and Tennessee. No Kentucky yet. Christian says, do you think feathers or coins is a way to show your loved ones are around? Yes. So I laugh because 2019, I called it the year of the feather. They were everywhere. I even got one. My car doors were locked. I'm Jersey, right? Your shit will get stolen if your car's not locked. So my car was locked as always. And I got out, went to work, came back to the car, opened the door, and there was a feather sitting right on my driver's side seat. And it was like the middle of the summer, so it wasn't like I was wearing a down jacket or anything. And I just picked it up and I was like, thank you, whoever left it. Like, that's so cool. And coins for sure. That's like a super common thing that ghosts do and spirit. Florida is beautiful. Yeah, it's hot. See, Just Miz says 2019, I had feathers everywhere. I called it the year of the feather. It's crazy. Do I ever get scared of my investigations? Only when I get left alone in like the basement. I get a little claustrophobic feeling. But other than that, I'm not really afraid of like the ghosts, so to speak, because I've never had one that like hurt me, I guess, so I'm not really too afraid. Hartford, Kentucky is hooked onto Beaver Dam. Oh. Oh, I'm sorry. I hope that your home was okay when that came through. But thank you for letting me know where that is. I appreciate you. My grandpa leaves dimes for us. Oh, that's so nice. Isn't that cool? But I had an interesting one the other day. This gentleman was talking to me from the other side, and he was holding up like silver dollars. And I was like, that seems pretty large for a spirit to leave. Like, that'd take an immense amount of energy. So I was like, your dad and her mom was there, so her husband. Is telling me like he wants to talk about silver dollars, and I was like, he doesn't leave silver dollars for you, does he? Because that's crazy. And they were like, no, no, no. He had silver dollars that he collected, and he left half of them to each of his grandchildren. And I was like, okay, thank goodness. I was like, that'd be crazy. You bought a house that had a 35-year-old carpet. When I pulled it up, I found about 20 pennies under it. Wow, that's interesting. I wonder if the carpenter just had a hole in his jeans, so he's putting the rug down. After my mom passed, when I go out to mow butterflies everywhere. Yeah, that might have been your mom. So butterflies seem to be like spirit, like messengers for sure. Everybody likes them. I lived in Metuchen, born in Camden. I'm in Colorado. Well, that's a heck of a change. For anybody who doesn't know, Camden's freaking dangerous. I don't know how Metuchen is. I don't think I've ever been there. Colorado seems nice. Question: if a little child is a ghost, why can't a spirit help them? They probably can, but I mean, there's so many different variables, right? So kids don't talk to adults because they might be scary. And then if you're not the right person on this side that the child's looking for, they may not want to go anywhere. So dimes, I think they're just easy to manipulate. They're readily available for anybody, for any spirits, and then you can just use the dime to move them around. I don't know. Hey, if you guys are hanging out with me, I appreciate all the likes and all the roses and all the other cool stuff. I don't know what any of that stuff means, by the way, because I'm a total, like, dimwad when it comes to this stuff. But if you can do me a favor and share and let your friends know that you're hanging out with me, that would be totally cool. It lets TikTok know that I'm doing okay. And today, thanks to all of you lovely people, we had 127,000 followers here. I feel like, for me, that's a pretty large accomplishment. So thanks for everybody for doing that. So thanks. And I also want to tell you that if you like what you're seeing, not only can you see me on Paranormal 911, Season 1, Episode 10, on Discovery Plus, but February 18th, we have a haunting coming out, and I'll be a part of that. It's February 18th, streaming all day on Discovery Plus, and then it will air at 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time on Travel Channel. So that's cool. So thanks. So if you like that kind of stuff. Oh, I'm adopted too. Yeah, it's very cool. Oh yeah, classic horror shop. It sure is. Thanks. Yeah. I get really excited just to share like these cool little accomplishments. It's really nice to share it and have people to share it with. 100 years ago they'd have been burning us at the stake for talking like this. So it's nice that we live in a world where we can talk like this and be free and say things. Oh, what's up, all my adopted friends? If you're adopted, throw a heart. I don't know how to do that, or else I'd do one for everybody too. Hi, Shani. 1022. I'm not doing any readings right now. I'm just hanging out. I apologize. It's very nice to see that you're there. I'm sorry that I'm not doing any readings, but again, I try to explain this to everybody that readings are really special, and I try to keep them private. And if something does jump up, I will let you know. So Debbie says, my mom passed in 93, but lately she's been in my thoughts. I smell the flowers that I smell. Yeah, so when they come into our thoughts, that's definitely when they're there with us. So if you're feeling mom in your thoughts, that's her. What's crazy is I'm talking to you guys, I'm getting a lot of pressure on my sinus, so I wonder what that's about. Yeah, I like answering all these questions. It's my favorite things. Oh, I like Rebecca, the ghost guide. She lives in Wilmington, right? Which I lived in Wilmington for a little while, and that was one of the most haunted places I have ever been in my entire life. So if anybody can get to Wilmington, North Carolina, and you like ghost hunting, holy crap. You can't turn a corner in that place without rocking a ghost. What about in dreams? What about it? Oh, thanks for sharing. I appreciate you. I got pushed by my husband's grandfather. He was abusive. Yeah, so they will do that. I tell people all the time, like, what they are in life is what they are in the afterlife. They're not always nice. Have I ever ghost hunted in Gettysburg? One time, but I feel like it's like overdone. So I don't really ghost hunt for fun, so to speak. The only place I go for fun is the Shanley Hotel. But I do go mostly residential cases, so I try to save my juice, if you will, for when people need me. Yeah, when they appear in your dreams, that's your loved ones, and strangers too. Unfortunately, it does happen. What tips do I have for people who are just getting into ghost hunting? That's a good question. I would tell you, don't invest a ton of money in equipment. Use what you have. Your cell phone is fine. Just don't use the flash. And if you do, make sure your phone's on a tripod so you don't get shaky stuff. Use the voice recorder on your phone. It's fine. And Ghost Hunting Tools is a great app. Make sure that if you're getting information seemingly from the other side, that you do your due diligence and research it and back it up with history. And that's about it. I mean, those are the really important things. If you're ghost hunting to help a family or a person, go with people who are already experienced. Don't jump into it blind. If you're just going for fun, have fun with it. Figure it out. Learn it. It's a lot of good times. What's the most haunted place you've been to in Florida? An ex-girlfriend's house, actually. She lived in Vero Beach, Florida, and I swear to you, this house was just upside down with weird shit. I don't have any specific instances, but I always felt bad there, always felt heavy, and I've always felt sick. And it was just like everybody in the house felt bad. It was just like a bad place. But I know that there's a lot of tourist places that are pretty haunted there. Like St. Augustine is obviously very popular in all those places, but I haven't been to any of them. So all I have is this place in Vero Beach. I thought that was you. You were in the Sam and Colby video. That's me. I like telling people that. Let me tell you something. I got invited to be on that Sam and Colby video, and I was like, I watched these guys before, and then I was like, oh shit, this is Sammy Colby. Like, these dudes are freaking huge YouTubers. And for anybody who doesn't know Sammy Colby, check them out on YouTube. They have like 6 million followers, and they're cool as shit. And again, we have 20 years difference between us, but they were cool kids. And I really enjoyed hanging out with them, and I hope I get to team up with them again. When did I first realize I had mediumship abilities? When I was like 4. I did. Yes, I am in New Jersey. I often think I'm in some kind of spirit vortex. Yeah, sometimes. My mom said to me once, every place you live can't be haunted. Maybe it's you. And that's when everything started clicking together. Like, oh, that makes sense. Probably is me. And then, it kind of went from there. Do I see apparitions? That's a good question. Nobody's asked that. Sometimes. I usually see apparitions when something's like warning me. Like, straight up, like I'm seeing it like a person. It's usually like a stark warning, like, back the fuck up because you're getting too close to us. And that's when I know, like, there's something more going on and it bears more investigating. What's up, user 24? What's up? I'm so fascinated with people who are mediums. So, yeah, me too. And I try to tell this story a lot. You can't find my Spotify? Just go to my link in bio and click there. You'll find my podcast. I tried to discredit myself before I started being like, I'm a medium. And again, that's just a label that I use. I don't even know if that's the right term. I know I speak to dead people. I can look at Akashic records. And every so often I get a really good psychic insight into the future, but that's not always. And I have to practice it more. So people, I think, were just asking, okay, let me answer this quick for Yvette. What was the app for phone for ghost hunting? Ghost hunting tools. It's very good. It's an Ovulus. It works really well. Do you feel like you're inside a snow globe and are there others looking at us? I don't feel that way myself, but I don't let myself feel that way. So I don't let myself get trapped by my thoughts. I'm a free-willed person. I can do whatever I want. And tomorrow I can tell the ghosts I'm done and they will have to go the fuck away. So just remember that. How do you practice? You practice with your friends and your family, people that you trust. I can tell you how I basically started was I'd say to a friend or family member, like, let me have a photograph of somebody I don't know that's deceased. And I'd look at the photograph, I'd put my hand on it, and I just try to come up with things like, what's their job? Would they pass from? And then after I hone that part of it, I'd say, no photograph. Let me just sit here and look at you blankly until I get something. And then I'd write information down. I'd be like, does this make sense for anybody? And they'd be like, yes, this is Uncle Joe. He was a carpenter. He had a bum leg. He was in World War II. Like, all this stuff adds up. Perfect. So that's what you do. That's how you do it. That's how you build yourself up. And then eventually you can just do it. Either Zoom or in person or however the hell you want to do it. I have not seen Makey and Amanda, no. I will check it out, though. What do you see in Akashic Records? It's like your book, your soul book, and it has all the notes written down about your life, your soul's lives. Made very popular by the sleeping psychic Edgar Casey. Oh, yeah, I've heard of that guy. I don't even want to talk about it. I don't get involved in none of that BS drama. I already went through all that crap. Where are the Akashic Records? According to Edgar Casey, they are right above us, right in the Earth's like ozone layer, I suppose. And it's just a library of our soul's books up there. Yep, I do manifest quite often. I'll tell you, be careful what you wish for. Can you tell? So if you want to find my link in the bio, you just click out of the live, click on my little picture with the planchette over my eyeball, and that'll bring you to my homepage, and there's a little snip feed link, it's called. And you just click on that, and it has all my crap. Ooh, my friends have investigated Edgar's grave. Oh, that's awesome. Is that down in North Carolina? Don't know about drama, hello, but that's cool. Yeah, there's a lot of drama around all this crap. Judy, yes, it's like a recording of all of our life events. Have I ever channeled? Yes. 2 or 3 times. It's very taxing. I don't recommend it if you're not actually a channeler. Okay, he's in Kentucky. That's so. Oh yeah, he was born there, I think. So that makes sense. So anybody who doesn't know, Edgar Cayce is the sleeping psychic. He was a very popular medium in the 20s and very good. He was a medical intuitive, and he did like thousands of recorded readings over his lifetime. So if you don't know him, Edgar, Edgar, Cayce, I think it's Kayce, and you'll find it if you look it up. Just look up the sleeping psychic. What's channeling? Channeling is basically when you give up your own consciousness and you let a ghost or a spirit talk through you. But like, have you ever seen the movie Ghost with Patrick Swayze? In the beginning, when Whoopi Goldberg, like, she becomes somebody else, like the ghost jumps inside of her and just like takes over. That's channeling. Thank you for spelling that for me. I appreciate you. That's Edgar Cayce right there. So mediumship, like, think about the word, right? Medium is the middle, the arbitrator, the middle. I just listen to what they say, I process it, and I tell you. It's like a translator. I see. Do I ever do free readings? I do. It's seldom these days because I'm so busy with everything. But you're most likely to find me doing free readings on my Facebook page because the following is much smaller there. So that'd be like a place where you'd find me doing free readings. So if you want to like my Facebook page, you can find that in my link in bio as well. Oh, you're welcome. Thanks for checking that out. I like that. I channel via my art. I love that. I want to see your art. I'm going to follow you. Olivio Art Studio. I followed you. I follow you now because I want to see your art. Channeling your spirit guide. Oh, what's up? You comment on everything. Nice to see you there. What about channeling your spirit guide? I don't know. I don't channel my spirit guide. I assume it would be safe, but they don't ask me to do that because they know I'm not comfortable with that. So basically, I just listen to what they tell me and I put it away up there, and that's all. That's how we talk. Yeah, I saw Cindy Case has been doing that on her thing, on her Twitter account. That's interesting. How do you stop vivid dreaming? So I kind of tackled this a little earlier, but I'll tell you, maybe you didn't hear me. To stop vivid dreaming, I recommend meditation during the day. Meditation during the day will help drain that psychic juice, basically. It'll help calm all of that down, and it'll give you a better night's sleep. I know it's very common, but Natty leaves. That isn't something that I deal with, but I do have a friend, Chuck, who does that stuff. Unfortunately, I don't know. It's Chuck, ChuckBauer. He's also a medium, and he does all of those kinds of things. What if I can't meditate? I don't know. People ask me that. I have ADHD, and I meditate pretty well. So when people are like, they don't know how to meditate, I don't know a good thing. I'm like, sometimes meditation is just doing the dishes and not thinking about anything, and just letting the daydream happen. So let's do that. Think of it less of like sitting on the beach in your yoga pants with the sunset and the dolphins, and think of it more just like vacuuming the house and not thinking of anything, and just like letting your brain daydream. That's a meditation. It's the same thing. Yeah, exactly. My hyper focus is insane in the membrane, as they say. What's up, John? John, here's something funny. I'm actually live right now because I saw you were live, and I was like, man, I can't sleep. I'm gonna do a live too. Do my coworkers know I'm a medium? Yes, and I have done readings for many of them. Have ADHD and still can't get my mind to stop. I've tried it all. Just like, this is funny, but why psychics have crystal balls? Because it gives them something to focus on. So if you can find something that you, like a glass of water or a black screen or something, just focus on, that's what I would do. And maybe just hyper focus on it and just see where your daydream goes. Breathing helps me meditate as well. John, what's up, dude? Getting your brain to stop is so tough. Been dealing with a new and complex, dangerous case all day. Dang. I feel like all the cases I've been getting lately are like easily wrapped up. Fortunately, because I want to help my client, but I haven't had a good head scratcher in a while. So Robert says, I used to meditate, but I started to see things that scared me, like shadow around people. Yeah, so that shadow, if you had kept meditating, that shadow turns into colors, and that's their aura. And once you learn what the different colors of the aura mean, you'd be able to do readings for them, and tell them about themselves, which is interesting. I have this rogue hair. I really got to go get a haircut. What's up, City of Angels? How are you? I can't move on. Happiness is somewhere elusive. Just miss them a lot. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Oh my goodness. I feel so bad for everybody. Are ADHD folks more likely to be intuitive? I'm not a doctor. However, I find that ADHD certainly has some sort of intuitive nature to it. I don't know why. It just seems to be a way our brain is wired, that it lets us do these interesting things and feel interesting things. I don't know. I kind of link the two together myself. That's why I mention it. John, the paranormal guy, let me know, buddy. You got my contact. You can hit me up. I would be more than happy to help you if I can. I always like helping everybody who's in the paranormal world. Sometimes I can connect using the name and date of a birth with accurate info, and others nothing. So that's interesting. There's I don't know if that's called an astrologer, but that's another kind of psychic reader. And I guess it would depend on if that person wanted you to know about them, what would they want you to glean from their information? So it's interesting. Can spirits hear our thoughts and read our mind? Yes. You kind of have to give them the permission, though. You have to be reaching out to them and let them know. So MRM72, I hope that helps you out. So if you want to look into that, you can. I think I could be totally off, but look into that, because that's a thing. It's called reading birth charts. It's very interesting. I don't know if it's a science. It's a spiritual science, I suppose, but it's interesting. I'm sorry. Tony says, I quite often see faces when meditating. It feels like walking down a hall, and faces just, yes, that's it. That's them. That they come at you, right? Like that. I know this looks weird when I do this, but they're just coming at you. That's them. You can tell them to slow down. Say, slow down. Stop. Let me see you. Now, what do you want to tell me about yourself? And they'll be like, hi, I'm John, 9-volt battery, cup. And you'll be like, I don't know what any of that means. But once you start talking to their loved ones, so they'll be like, oh my God, he was obsessed with having batteries in the house for emergencies. And he had his favorite cup, like Uncle Si on Duck Dynasty. And he always had his favorite cup. And then you'd be able to connect that. And then the next time somebody showed you a cup or a battery, you'd have a frame of reference for why they might show you that. Isn't that neat? And that's just something that I would want to tell people who are learning this stuff. I did a video on my YouTube channel about that, and it's like I made a graphic where it's this old lady's face and it changes colors and kind of zips by. And I try to talk to people about, that's your third eye opening. Actually, it was a thing called How to Close Your Third Eye, because people were getting freaked out by seeing all that stuff. So, do you like the movie Dirty Dancing? Yes, I suppose I do. Nobody puts baby in a corner. I am a child of the 80s, so I like all that stuff. What's up, Wisconsin? How's your cheese curds? You didn't think I knew about the cheese curds being in New Jersey, but I was in the military, so I met all kinds of you Wisconsians. Is that what you guys call yourself? Cheeseheads? I don't know if that's all of you. I don't want to be offensive. Yeah, spirits want to help. Constantine is a cool movie. Did I see the recent Ghostbuster movie? Are you kidding me? Look, it's right there. Did you guys not see my Instagram where I was dressed up in my Ghostbuster flight suit with my proton pack? Wisconsinites are cheeseheads. Thank you. Were you in Desert Storm? Nope, not that old. Operation Iraqi Freedom. So 2006 and 2009, I was out there. Do I think kids' imaginary friends are actually spirit guides? Sometimes. You'd have to ask a lot of good questions to find out. And a case that I just recently was doing was asking a 5-year-old questions just like that. You don't have to thank me. I appreciate it. I just like talking about it because, proud to be a Marine, Are dreams about the dead actual visits? Yes. They're called visitation dreams, and so many times it's your loved ones coming to say hello and let you know that they're thinking of you as well. My female cat is very clingy and keeps seeing my husband around me. She might be. I just talked to somebody again about cats seeing ghosts. They're very intuitive, and I think that they might. My daughter has squirrels in her head. I call them hamsters. When my mind just keeps going and I can't get the ADHD to stop, I call it having hamster brain. So if your daughter's thinking about squirrels, I don't know how to connect that, but if there's any loved ones that you know that would call her a squirrel or connect to squirrels in any way, you should think that route. My brother had an imaginary friend. He threw her out the window when she was little. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. I don't even know what to say to that. My friend's mom told her in a dream she couldn't visit her anymore. It's bad. It might tire her out. She might be tired of being here at Earth. So it might be why she stopped coming. But I do think that they don't visit all the time a lot of times because it wears them out. It's like dreaming for them. They have to use a lot of energy to come here and say hello. Her name was Adele. Oh my God. Did she turn out to be a famous singer? My daughter has ADD, ADHD, OCD. Wow, that's crazy. Yeah. I call it hamster brain when my brain just doesn't stop. It's the ADHD, but a lot of times it's like an earworm that won't stop. And it's like the same thing that drives me to have so many hobbies and do so many other things. It's interesting. I've seen a man throughout my life starting at about 8 years of age. Same guy, 50 years old, or 50 years now. So write a description of him down and just be like, what do I think your name is? And then write a name down and be like, where do I think you live? And write it down. Don't use any bias, just write. And then take that information and Google it and see if you can come up with anything. You might be surprised what you'll find. Hello, everyone. Hey, what's up, Queenskin? Love and light to you, my friend. I'm hanging out here. My name is Scott. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. It was a late night. Everybody went to bed. I couldn't sleep, so I decided to come on and hang out with you all and answer some questions about mediumship and all that kind of stuff. I am also an empath, yes, so that just means I can feel other people's emotions, their like physical feelings and stuff like that. So, hi, how are you, Mudzillas? That's an interesting name. Thanks for the follows. I appreciate it. We hit 127,000 followers today. Can I tell you, I know some of you have already heard me say this in the last couple minutes, but that is a milestone if I would never imagine in a million years. So thank you for that. I appreciate you. I think I have spirit moving things in my house, or am I just old? So this is funny. Sometimes we pick things up and put them down, like that old skit, and we forget that we put them there. But sometimes it is spirit. I told this story a couple weeks ago about I went into a home, an open house that I knew the house was haunted. And I went into this open house with my realtor friend, and we went down in the basement, and I was like, dude, there's like a finished basement, but there's like this weird creepy crawl space. And I was like, I bet you if you stick your hand in there, you're going to find all kinds of random shit that belongs up in the house and other places. And he was like, well, how could you possibly know that? I was like, dude, I bet you. I was like, and I took a guess. I was like, I bet you there'll be like eyeglasses and prescription bottles and stuff like that. And he was like, okay. So he's a big dude, doesn't really believe in a lot of things I say. But he stuck his hand in, reaches in and pulls in like this wad of dirt. And in the dirt, eyeglasses, prescription bottle, like little knickknacks from throughout the house. And I was just like, yeah, it's called apporting, APORTING, apporting, and ghosts tend to do that for items that they know will drive us crazy. Keys. I have a key to a car in this house somewhere that I know I didn't lose. I'm very meticulous about putting the keys on the key hook as soon as I walk in. And the key has been gone for years now. And I know that it was hung up and it just gone. So somebody took it on me to drive me crazy. What up? It's nice to see. Nice to see everybody. I'm good, thank you. That's called House Gnomes, kind of like the 90s movie The Borrowers. Yes, I love it. I just had surgery this afternoon. Is anybody watching over me? I'm sure there is, and I hope your surgery went well. Aw. Oh, what's up, Trini? If you don't follow Trini and you're a fan of Sam and Colby, follow, because she puts up some really nice videos. She's a very nice person. Oh, what's up, Scotland? Believe it or not, although my name is Scott, I'm pretty much English. I'm sorry. Don't hate me. Are fairies real? Oh, man, I don't know. That's a good question. I want everything paranormal to be real, to tell you the truth, but I just couldn't say. I want them to be real. My buddy Brian believes in fairies, and he's a pretty level-headed dude, but I've never seen one. Is Tinkerbell a fairy? Tinkerbell. I think so. She seems to be real. What's up, DC? How are you? You getting ready for the impending storm? What's up, Becca from Idaho? How are you? I've never been to Idaho either. Man, there's so many states I had to get to. Right, 23andMe. It screwed me up. That's how I found out how I have so much English DNA in me. Unicorns are in the Bible. Fantastic. Where are you? I am in New Jersey. Middletown, to be specific, if you'd like to know. Nice to see everybody there. Oh, you live near Yellowstone. Yellowstone's got to be haunted, right? You guys ever hear of Missing 411? I think that's what it's called. About all the people who go missing in the National Forest during the year. It's scary as hell. It's like one of the scariest things I've ever heard in my life. I'm so intrigued, and I wish that I could just go investigate that for my entire life. Daytona, Florida, been there. What's up, and oh man, I can read English. Hold on, I'm gonna say it. Adirondack Park. I'm not drunk. It's just water in here. What's up, Dragon Lady? How are you? It's nice to see you. Becca, I'm sure you're nice, but my wife will murder me if I stay with anybody. I have to stay in hotel rooms by myself. What's up? Oh, what's up, my fellow New Jerseyans? And plus, I appreciate the offer. I do, but I'm a very happily married gentleman with several children. I like to keep it that way. What's up, Laurel? And oh, is that Laurel, like Ben and Aaron? Are they cool? Have you ever met them? Tanya Knight, have you ever met them, Ben and Aaron? I want them to be nice. I want to meet them. Yes, very good. I'm so happy to hear that. What's up, Los Angeles? How are you? Willingboro, New Jersey? What's going on? I've never been there. I assume with a name like Willingboro, you're either very far south or very far north. Hey, you don't have the Jersey accent. I'm not sure what the Jersey accent is, but I'll tell you this. I was born in Jersey City, New Jersey. I lived in West Virginia. I lived in North Carolina. I lived a little bit in California, a little bit in Alabama. So I'm kind of from everywhere, but my home is here in Jersey. What's up, Dallas? Yo, I want to go to Texas so bad. I keep telling my wife I'm ready to move. I want to go to Texas and live there with all you cool people. Is it true that they just give you a horse when you become a Texas resident? And if so, what can I do there for work? Do you guys like mediums? Do you think I could just open up a shop and everybody be like, cool, he's not a weird guy. He's just in our town. Like, I don't want to get run out. I'm always afraid. Like, I just want to move it. Chicago's definitely haunted, for sure. I'm sorry to hear that about your cousin. He is hiding from a man dressed in all black. Oh boy, that's a lot to unpack. Definitely in Austin, you'll fit in. Oh, but that's where everybody's going. Stupid Joe Rogan taking everybody over there. John Steinbeck said people were losing accents because of TV. That kind of makes sense. Come to Shreveport, Louisiana. Oh my God. No, I don't want to do that anymore. It's dangerous down there. I don't live in a dangerous town, so it's cool here. San Antonio is haunted. Yeah, I just want to go be a Ghostbuster everywhere. I think that's my calling in life. It's really what I should have been doing. So if anybody's haunted, yeah, I just want to go be a Ghostbuster everywhere. I think that's my calling in life. It's really what I should have been doing. So if anybody's smart enough to make a proton pack for real, let me know. We'll team up. Do I have any pets? No, I used to have a dog. My poor little guy was so allergic when he was born. We had to rehome her, unfortunately. But don't worry, she went to a farm, a real one, with a horse and a pig and another dog that she loves very much. So she's in good hands. I love animals so much, so it was so sad when I had to let her go. I'm in Canada, so I don't have any states to suggest. What's up, Canada? I've been to Niagara Falls on the other side of the border. That was nice. So Canada was really nice. San Antonio, what up? I did a reading recently for a gentleman in Texas. He said he was about as far south as you can get before you hit Mexico. He was a very, very nice man. You have a chicken farm. How's that? You've been to the Alamo. So was Ozzy Osbourne. I'd have gotten rid of the kid before the dog. Yeah, I don't know. I kind of felt that we explored the option of allergy shots, but the doctor was like, you'd have to give him 2 shots a week, and I can't do that to a kid. You know, I wouldn't want my parents to do that. What's up, New York City? How are you? New York City, been there, haunted. I saw a cool quote. Can a dog be a human in past life? Yes, I assume so. Do I ever trade services? I suppose. Depends on what the other service is. How do I find out what he wants if he won't talk to me? It's a good question. I guess the key for everything for me is meditation. Sit down and meditate, and don't interject your own thoughts onto it. Just write down what you feel, see, and hear, and see what he thinks. Sam and Colby went to this place called the Crybaby Bridge in Utah, Kansas. I don't know the history there. That's cool though. Do you prefer in-person readings or is it better connection? Same. When I do readings via Zoom or phone, it's the same. Energy doesn't care. I'm in New Jersey and I've done readings for people in Germany, Switzerland, Ireland, the UK, all over the world. If they spoke English, we could do it. It don't matter. Oh, you remind me. Oh, I think that's a compliment. You remind me of Anthony Michael Hall in the Dead Zone. That's awesome. What is my process as a medium? My process is this. I meditate for a half hour before every reading. I use binaural beats to quiet my mind down. Then I step into this area here where I'm sitting, and I have a pen and a paper, and I sit down with my client. I explain to them that we're going to invite all of their loved ones in to talk. As they do that, the people on the other side are allowed to show me pictures, movies, photographs, and talk to me. And they're allowed to tell me about their life to help validate who they are. And as they do that, I will take notes and I'll talk to my client and tell them the things that I'm seeing or witnessing and ask them how it relates to anybody that they might be looking to hear from. Like tonight, somebody was telling me that they were deceased early, had heart issues, and were cremated, and their remains were in the house of the person I was talking to, and that was her brother. So that's sort of how that kind of stuff works. And during the reading, he kept telling me to talk about his chain, and I said, he's telling me to mention this chain, and she said, yep, my son wears it every single day, and my brother was his best friend. So that's how that works. My Facebook is Scotty the NJ Medium. from my professional page there. How do I separate one spirit from another? So I always tell everybody that it comes in like a ball of yarn, and then each string that comes out of the ball of yarn is a different person. So I rely on the person giving me information to help validate who they are, and then I just kind of visually tug on the string and be like, okay, this is so and so, this one is you, and this one is this person. Then we just go through it and discern every clue that they're giving us until we figure out who everybody is. And it seems to be working pretty well. Ever had a famous celebrity spirit come through? One time I had, this is so weird to say this, two times, two different celebrities. One, Robin Williams randomly popped into one of my meditations, and I was like, what the even me, who tells everybody just trust what you're getting during your meditations, I was so blown away because it was so unmistakably Robin Williams. I couldn't believe it. So he popped in, and he didn't really have much to say. He was just telling me that he was good on the other side. I think maybe like a thanks for being a fan, and he was off. And the other one, which was very deeply moving to me, was Kurt Cobain came to me during a dream, and it was a visitation dream. And you might be saying, Scott, what the hell? Why would Kurt Cobain come to you in a dream? And that is because I am deeply, deeply moved by the music that person went through. I felt a very big kinship to that person for no reason at all. I can't think of it. And in this dream, he came to me, and I sat down on a loading dock. Like, if you don't know what that is, where the truck pulls up to the back of a store and unloads everything. He and I sat down on this loading dock, and he smoked a cigarette. And I was like, it's a real shame that you're not making music anymore. I wish you were still here. And he just kind of looked at me, and he's like, I really just couldn't go on anymore. And he was like, I'm sorry. And he gave me a hug. And then I woke up, and I was profoundly moved. I still am to this day. That was years ago. So that's one of those really, really weird things. And it's funny that I bring that up now, because today, while I was getting ready to meditate, I was thinking about that a little bit, actually. So it's funny that it came up again. I haven't really thought about that in a long time. Have I ever thought about coaching people on accessing their mediumship? As a matter of fact, I teach a class here. It's a Zoom class. It's 2 hours long. And it only costs $40. I only let like 10 to 15 people in at a time, and it's very personal, one-on-one, and it includes a reading, like one reading at the end, like as an example. So if you're interested in that, just follow my page and just set like an alert, and it'll tell you when I'm putting up videos, and I'll announce when I'm going to do my next Zoom class. And you get to ask me all kinds of questions, and we go through it. It's a lot of fun. What was favorite song from Kurt Cobain? Lake of Fire is good. That was written by the Meat Puppets. My favorite Nirvana song is called Verse, Chorus, Verse, or Sappy, as it's also known. And the guitar solo in it sends shivers down my spine every time. Love it. My first experience with the other side was when I was about 4 years old. When I dream of my past ones, I can hear them. I can just see things they are doing. A lot of people say that. You might be just getting clear visual and not clairaudient, and that's totally normal. So just think of when you wake up what they were doing or what they were showing you, and that will be the message that you're looking for. I'm tired. I was thinking Zumba classes versus Zoom. That would be fun. I had a Zoom reading today. It was phenomenal, by the way, but now I'm on energy high. Yes, I love when that happens. Good job. When did you acknowledge your gift and not think you were going crazy? When I was 31 years old. So about 9 years ago was when I really acknowledged it. I was taking a shower, and this gentleman came to me in the shower, and he's like, my name's Pop, and I'm going to give you some information, and I want you to tell your mom's friend Vicky that it's me. And I was like, I think we're going crazy. This is fucking nuts. Excuse my language. I'm sorry. I was like, this is effing nuts. So I was like, but I'm going to write it down because I'm an investigator. I like to investigate things. So I got out of the shower, and I was like, what did this guy say to me? He told me to write down a bunch of information. I called my mom and I was like, hey, do you think Vicky would be open? Like, I don't know, maybe her dad talked to me. And my mom has had experience with me having like weird stuff happen with the paranormal. So she's like, yeah, definitely call her. So I called Vicky and I was like, this is all this information that I think came from your dad. And I spoke to her about it and she was like, holy crap, that's all from my dad. That's amazing. So that was it. And from there, I was like, I tried to disprove it and disprove it. And every time I would do a reading, it would validate it more. So it was just a thing. It's one of those things. Thanks to everybody who's following me. If you're following me, I appreciate you. I was telling everybody that we had 127,000 followers today, so that's amazing. Thank you. I am not familiar with Jose Silva. I'm familiar with Jose Silver, if you know what I'm saying, and I do like that method every once in a while. Sorry for the dad joke. I don't know Jose Silva, but I will look it up. I'll write it down. Because I love to learn from other people. My way isn't the only way. That's what I like. Jose Silva. Thank you. I'll look it up. Can I read pets? I can read them. I can see them. But that's about it. Athena. I wish I could get a reading. Well, pay attention here. I think in the future, I have to figure a way to do this because I want to give free readings. I want to work a way to do it. But the problem is here on TikTok, once you start doing free readings, people get really pissy and they report you for some reason. And I don't want to do that. So Facebook, my Facebook page is the best place for you to go if you want to have a chance at free readings. And I do them over there. It's been a little less than usual, but if you're going to get a free reading and hang out with me, that would be the place to do it. So Scotty, the NJ Medium on Facebook. Ever been a part of an internal para investigation? Internet. No, I have not done any kind of international ones. I could do them on Instagram. I've never been comfortable there. I feel like Instagram is the cool kid table, and I am not a cool kid. I'm just like some dummy. I just happen to get lucky over here on this app, and people are like, I like this guy. And this is sort of me. Yeah, like Instagram is just the cool kid table, and I'm not there. So I was thinking about this today in my life, too. Like, I've never been a cool kid, right? Growing up, never was. But my friends, I've had the same friends since like the 3rd grade, and we're not cool. We are now, I think. But we always kind of were our own thing, so never the popular kids. Oh, no, you don't. I know people have Facebook. I don't go on there too much because it's full of drama, but I do use it for my mediumship page. That's where I started, so that's where I try. Oh, I'm definitely a cool kid. Thanks, I appreciate it. I try. Aw, thanks. No, I mean, I always just wanted to be popular, but it just never happened. I just could never break the cool kid thing. I was always like a day late and a buck short. But then I realized I just like being me, and there's no pressure. I just be who I want, and it drives some people crazy. So you gotta watch out when you do that too. But it is what it is. Do spirits interrupt me when I'm doing these lives? Every once in a while, I guess. Not really too much because I have things that I do to tell them that I'm gonna do readings, so they don't really jump in on me. They know better. Oh, I love you too. Thank you. My Facebook is the same, except for instead of Scotty the Medium, it's Scotty the NJ, like New Jersey Medium. Ever felt alienated because of your abilities? Not really, because I didn't really talk about them too much. And now that I'm older, I'm established as a person, I guess. So it's not I don't lean into it. One of the biggest things I always try to tell people is I don't lean into anything that I do as my personality. This is just a piece of me. So I play drums, I play music, I collect toys, I a little bit of a photography nut. So I have a bunch of different things. I'm a dad in my regular job, so I don't let anything define me. I'm just me. So, yeah. Let's see. Has Spirit ever not wanted to talk to you? Yeah, sure. Sometimes they're not interested in talking to me, and that's just fine. They don't have to, and I can't make them. Some of my kids are sensitive, yep. I don't do this full time now. I have a full-time job. This is just my side thing that I like to do because it's fun. Older isn't how old? I am 40. Let's see. Going to friend you over there. Okay, hi. I'll friend you. Oh, you're a musician. You collect old toys too. Cool. I have a bunch of cool, like, old, like, I don't know if they're old. They're old now. Like a bunch of cool old Power Ranger toys and stuff. I have a toy that looks old, but it's not. I just got it like 2 years ago. It's my little Lion-O. For people who don't know, this is Lion-O. He's Lord of the Thundercats, and the reason he sits at my desk is for one particular reason. You see, this sword is called the Sword of Omens in the TV show, and this crystal in the middle usually has like a little lion's eye. And Lion-O holds this sword up to his face, and he says, "Give me sight beyond sight." And he has psychic visions. His best friend is an invisible talking ghost that mentors him, so a spirit guide, right? And he's a cat that fights a mummy. So all kinds of spiritualism worked into this 80s kid cartoon. It's freaking crazy. And like, as a kid, I felt like I know this guy. He talks to a ghost. He can see things. And he had crystal collector. Just a cool guy. So he sits up here at my desk. um, so yeah, he sits up here at my desk. Again, huge nerd. But I mean, it's as I got older that I realized, like, there's a lot of spiritualism in the Thundercat show because it's on Amazon Prime Video for free. So I sat down with my son and watched all of the seasons with him. And, he liked it, but I really loved it. I've worked on Thundercats at my day job. Are you kidding me? Are you effing with me? Classic horror shop? Now you're going to have to tell me a story. I have Chitara. She's down in the basement, though. We can't let them together because, we don't need any Thunder Kittens. What's up, Scotland? How are you? Oh, He-Man was another favorite. The Revolutions was, the new He-Man was really good. Do I believe in God? Yes. I believe in God and Jesus. I am a Catholic, so I believe in all that stuff, but I don't put religion with what I do, unless there is a reason why I would need to. So, I believe in a lot of stuff, though. I'm a really, like, well-rounded human being. I believe in a lot of stuff. I believe in a lot of you folks out there watching, and I want you all to succeed in everything your life wants you to have. Scotland is tired but can't sleep. I'm good. Yeah, I'm good. I couldn't sleep either. It is almost time for me to go. Oh yeah. You were with me when my son is feeling better. I had to go run and get him from school. He was not feeling good. He was green when I got there, but I think he just had too many cookies or something. Thank you for asking. Do you have to be an empath to have this gift? No. I've met plenty of psychics who don't have empath abilities. For those that get visitations when they're asleep, is there any way to see or hear when awake? Yeah, meditation. 110%. Always meditate. Any good books I can recommend? Yes. I'll always recommend Kim Russo, Kim Russo, The Happy Medium, and her second book is Your Soul Purpose. Both fantastic books, easy to read, not off the chart woo-woo, just like how I'm talking to you. Her books are really great. They explain to you a lot of awesome stuff. So definitely something I would check out. What's an empath? Somebody on CS22121. I see you asking me questions, but I'm not doing any ratings. I'm just answering questions like this. And an empath is somebody who can feel other people's emotions and their physical stuff and all that kind of, like, they can feel another person's being, their emotions, their physical stuff, all, like, sometimes they even pick up on their memories and stuff. It's a very interesting kind of feeling. A lady said her son passed and he sat with her and it was just 5 minutes. Wow. She was the host of A Haunting of. Yes. And that's when I watched that show, I was like, I do what this lady does. And that's how I kind of felt. She's great. Well, it's almost 1 o'clock and I'm going to have to go to bed because I have to get up in the morning and help get the kids off to school in like 5 hours. So that's going to be fun. I want to say thanks to everybody for hanging out with me. It's been a lot of fun hanging out with you for the last hour and 20 minutes. If you missed this or you want to hear it all, you can go to my link in bio and subscribe to my podcast, Scotty the Medium vs. the Paranormal. And you can listen to the whole thing beginning to end. It'll be up there in about 2 days or so. So I hope I answered a lot of questions for you. I want to say thank you all, bless you all for hanging out with me. I really do appreciate you. Thanks for all the love and all the stuff tonight. I appreciate you. Have a great night. Please follow me if you haven't, and I will see you so soon. Thanks very much. Have a great night and a better tomorrow.